So I spent the last 3 weeks on the road for work. I work as an event planner for a corporation, and typically March is my busiest time of the year. And this year was next level. If we want to get psychological about it, I am an extroverted introvert, meaning I love taking care of people, I love being around people, cracking jokes, running the show, but it takes a lot out of me. So after 3 weeks of being on the road, I came home to my sanctuary of a condo and could not remember my own name. I felt scattered, drained, mentally foggy. There were so many things that needed my attention, and I just couldn't muster the interest to do any of them. Sometimes you're just exhausted and you get in a funk. I've been here before, I know it'll pass. But over the years, I've learned 3 things that help me to get out of a funk and get back to feeling much more like my usual self. Step 1, embrace it. Thing 1 is a mandatory lazy day. This is a full grunge, do not change out of your PJs, do absolutely nothing, gluttony, indulgent day. If you've been working nonstop for 3 weeks and the pendulum has swung so far into the work category, it only makes sense that you need to swing it all the way back over into the rest category. This is forced rest. But the point is that by the end of this mandatory lazy day, you are going to feel so gross, so lazy, so disgusting. All you want to do is take a shower and get back to work. And after I've tried my mandatory lazy day, thing 2 is to get back into my routine. Because as much as we're all grateful for work from home life and all, I'm just going to say the one thing you're not supposed to say. I kind of like going into the office. I like having the delineation between my house and my work. And when I don't go into an office, I don't really have that, and I feel like I'm supposed to be working all the time. When I work from home, I don't get cute for the day, I don't put on any makeup, I don't see the sunshine, and I definitely don't make it to the gym that's only a couple blocks from my office that I pay so much money for. Don't get me wrong, I'm plenty productive working from home, but I'm not as effective. And there's a difference between productivity and effectiveness. I need to be able to see my coworkers, run into them in the hallway, get questions answered, hear the office gossip. And surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, there are studies coming out now that show that people who go into the office and work from the office more make more money than people who work remotely full-time. USA Today just published this survey that showed that the percentage of people who worked full-time from home went down as the income went up. Long story short, go into the office, there's more opportunity. And yes, I recognize that I have enormous privilege here and that I don't got kids. I don't have to worry about childcare. It's great. I also work at a company that has a fabulous work culture where my managers don't micromanage my time and they don't keep track of my comings and goings, and that honestly makes me want to work harder and do a better job for them. So I got a good gig, which is why going into the office is actually a great part of my routine. And going into the office helps me get out of a funk. Now there's a third part of the equation that's not as easy to implement, but honestly, it is the greatest factor to getting back on track that I can think of. And that is healthy supportive behaviors. No sugar, no alcohol. And I get that that's really hard to do, right? Because when you're in a funk, all you really want to do is cozy up and eat all the carbs and comfort yourself. But sugar and alcohol are compounds that majorly affect your mood. And I know personally, when I stay off of sugar for a while and I stay off of alcohol for a while, my baseline mood just goes way, way up. Now, when you're traveling, especially if you're traveling for work, it's really hard to keep up healthy supportive behaviors because you're eating out at restaurants all the time and, your company's paying for drinks and desserts and all the things. And you work really long days, and so when your energy starts to flag, you reach for some candy or a soda, or candy and a soda, and you just feed this craving and you have this energy spike and then energy crash that just keeps going in this big cycle. After you return home, you really, really, really need to make an effort to break it. Because if you just continue to eat sugar and drink alcohol, you're just feeding into that craving and you're continuing that energy spike and energy dip, and you never give yourself a chance to level out. So even though it's really, really hard, avoiding sugar and avoiding alcohol is one of the #1 things that helps me to get back on track after I've gone on a bit of a bender. That means skipping the restaurant food that I've been eating so much when I was traveling and getting back to cooking my own. This is an obscenely large sweet potato. So after I've tried my lazy day, I get back on my routine and I use my supportive behaviors to get out of my funk. I know it works for me. Maybe it'll work for you. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe. We have hit 500 subscribers. Woo! Next stop, 1,000. Until next time, go create a life you love. Bye!